Thank you, Jessica, Jesse, Ben, Jackie, wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us together. My regret are serious and long. I'd originally planned to come up here and talk about the inherent vanity of regret, how our obsession with past mistakes is born of self-importance, of narcissism, as if what we've done or not done actually matters in the grand sweep of history. It doesn't. I was going to talk about the vain idea that our past is made up of infinite possibility, about the comforting, indulgent aspect of regret that lets us believe our native intelligence or our physical prowess or our overwhelming sexual charisma has otherwise been thwarted by a bad decision here, some poor luck there. If only, we tell ourselves in the middle of the night, if only we'd gone to tennis camp in Tallahassee, we'd now be rich and in much better shape. We wouldn't. If only we hadn't thrown up all that gin, sweet Mountain Dew on Elaine Deradurian's porch, we might have actually seen her naked. We wouldn't have. Ever. If only we'd majored in applied sciences, we wouldn't be standing here on stage right now going on about what passes for regret these days. Anyway, so that's what I was going to talk about, but then I figured it would be kind of an asshole thing to do, and more importantly, probably false. After all, regret is both useful and real. We carry it around with us like a big blue IKEA bag of dirty laundry, day to day, week to week, year to year. And it helps us make better decisions because we don't want our big blue IKEA bag of dirty laundry to get any heavier. No, sir. So then I decided to dig a little deeper, to try to find a real substantive regret, something deeper than, oh, gee, maybe I could have been the President of Canada if I tried harder in Parliament class. Canadians, Parliament class, President of Canada. Oh, I hated that class. And I came up with something serious that I'm sure would impress you, a serious audience. My father died 3 years ago. I actually liked the guy. And so for the years leading up to his death, which was neither sudden nor particularly sad, as he was a very old man who'd lived well, I'd planned on heading north to record him. As a storyteller, he was blessed with a clear, resonant voice and not insignificant oratorical gifts. So I made plans, and I canceled them. I forgot batteries, misplaced microphones, put off, and, of course, one day, he just sat down on the front steps and died. There are no recordings of my father's voice. As I say this out loud, I recognize it is sad. And I feel badly that my young son will not know the sound of his grandfather's warm, easy brogue, but do I honestly regret it? Do I carry it with me and turn it over in my mind and tell myself never again will I fail to record someone's voice before they die? No, I do not. I do not regret this. It's okay. So there I was, a couple of weeks ago, casting around for some specific regret to truly call my own, a shame to share with you tonight. And then my subconscious went ahead and filled the void. Unlike most of the regrets tonight, which took place many years ago, this took place 11 days ago. My 5th wedding anniversary. A noteworthy occasion made doubly sweet by the presence of a 7-month-old baby boy, in this case, mine. My first mistake had been agreeing to participate in the Penn Literary Pub Quiz, at the urging of Mr. Greenman, I might add, before realizing the significance of the date. But, with characteristic grace, my wife insisted I honor the commitment and that we go out afterward for a late dinner. My second mistake, was scheduling an intern orientation lunch that very afternoon. Mistakes 3 through 15, as you've probably guessed by now, were an assortment of beer, wine, and gin, and do, each one of them, constitute the raw material for this very regret you hear now. It's an old story, I guess. Predictable and banal. Wedding anniversaries, interns, alcohol, but there I was at St. Anne's Warehouse, drunk as a Danish journalist, yelling at staffers from Harper's and Cabinet, goading the nice young men from Electric Literature, heckling the host, throwing crayons, knocking over bottles. And just as I was about to make a virtuosically lewd gesture in the direction of Team Amy Sohn, my dear wife walked in, our baby strapped to her chest like a basket of apples. The two of them come to gather me up for our dinner. Of course, this dinner was not to be. After leading/dragging me out of the otherwise dignified event, I like to picture it as a Nick and Nora kind of moment, but it was probably more Marge and Homer. After dragging me out, I promptly passed out in the car. Back home in Williamsburg, I am told it took my wife nearly 10 minutes. This is 11 days ago, by the way. This isn't in grade fucking 6. But this will sit with me much longer, my friends, than I am told it took her nearly 10 minutes to wrest me out of the back seat and up the stairs. Keep in mind, she was also dealing with a 7-month-old baby at the time. That very baby right there. She dragged me upstairs. I staggered to the couch and fell asleep with my shoes on. It was our only 5th anniversary. The first with our son. And I ruined it. At this point, as I close by saying, yes, I truly and unreservedly regret that night, I would ask that in lieu of applause, as I leave the stage, you would be so kind as to shower me with a torrent of cathartic boos, hisses, and whistles that some small measure of justice will have been done tonight.